Well, Jim, what a dramatic occasion that game was today. How do you sum that one up for us?
I think it was a very entertaining game. There was loads in it, and I was considering that we've after the Tuesday game, tough game. We've had two tough games against Brackley. We talked about the power of possession, and I thought today we've seen glimpses of a team that could mix up between using the front players and using the midfielders to build, and that side of it I was really pleased with.
The fact you competed so well against another playoff challenger must give you great confidence going forward this season.
It does, but in general terms, I think that we need more to our. I've said this in the sponsors' lounge, and I've said it to the staff that I think we're a really good side. We're organised. We seem to be fairly solid on set plays. We have a way about us. We've got great energy. We've got great work ethic, and that will get us so far, and may even get us into the playoffs. But if we're going to be a team that wins the playoffs or consolidates a position in the playoffs, we have to be better with the ball. And I think that's the mental change that we need to affect in the players over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, so that when we do get in the playoffs, that we take better care of the ball. And if we were to go up as a team and not have the resources of the teams above us, then we need to be a team that, if you like, the whole is better than the sum of the parts. Going back to the Wembley team, it was a team that knew the power of possession, knew how to hold on to the ball, knew how to work the way up the pitch, and didn't waste the ball. Today we had a few incidents where we gave over cheap possession, we gave away cheap fouls, and from that we conceded goals. So we're still a work in progress, but I think today I was optimistic that this is a team that can play football.
I think you're really encouraged as well by the number of chances you've created. A lot of people keep going on about who's scoring all the goals for us, who's going to get the goals, who's the centre forward who's going to score for us. You've scored 3 and hit the woodwork twice as well today against a top side. Yeah,
and again, it wasn't all. Look, we know how to play direct. We know how to play on the counter attack. We know how to hurt teams from set plays. But what really pleased me was I'm going back. Well, I showed the kids at the academy an incident from the Bristol Rovers game where we've switched it, we've double switched it, and there was a couple of incidents today that looked like a Jim Gannon team from the past, where we've gone across the back line, we've come back from the midfield, we've released Danny Lloyd, and I'm excited by the prospect of seeing that team play, because the chances we created today. Also, a number of them chances came from good football and good penetrative play, possession, switching and progressing, and then penetrating at the right time. So that side of it excites me.
Elliot Osborne, quite a debut for him today, and I had to keep reminding myself he's only 20.
Yeah, no, you can see why Fleetwood have invested in him. You can imagine him at the Everstick level. He would stand out in terms of his a little bit of class and that. I felt we needed to get him on the ball more in the first half. We're still trying to balance off the midfield and know what the shape is. People talk about shapes, and you really should only see the shape of a team when you're defending. They drop into a 4-2-3-1, they drop into a 4-3-3, whatever it might be. But when you have the ball, you need players to be balancing off each other and interconnecting. And I thought Lewis was excellent today. Gary Stotforth, as always. And Elliot and John Marsden, and when you have that extra player in there, that forced them into a tactical change at half time.
It did. I thought that was really interesting as well, because they matched you up in the second half, which was a great show of respect, I think, to Stockport County.
Well, I don't know if they quite matched up, because it was it looked like a 4-3-1-2, and in the previous game they started off with that. Started off with Gillies as a kind of a link between the front two and the midfield three. And I think they've come today a little bit bullish and played 4-4-2 with Thompson and Gillies. And I think they've underestimated. Perhaps they've had reports on us that were quite, I don't know, maybe one-dimensional, or that we're a team with toothless. I don't know. But I thought the formation they played, although they got their goals, they were worried about the overload in midfield, and then they had to change, and unfortunately Josh Gillies had to come off, and they went back to the system that's worked well for them. They created a bit of a threat with Thompson and Cartman around Beck. You've always got goals in their players, But no, like I said, Martin's a good manager, and he's got a very good team, and a little bit like ourselves. You know, we're at a stage now where how do we get our team to the next level? You know, how do we get a little bit more out of our team? You know, is it about sticking to what we got and try and get better players in, or do we try and get the overall way we play better, so that when we get into that situation against the top sides, that we control the games better?
In terms of Gary Stopford, you mentioned there, he was excellent as always. He's been pretty much a permanent fixture in your starting 11s this season. How much are you going to miss him now?
That's assuming he's going. You never know with Gary. He's not booked his flight. He's not got his visa. And I'm kind of thinking, I thought, should I take him off so he gets a big send off, and then he turns up next week? So, look, when we brought Elliot in, we didn't bring Elliot in to replace him. As such, we brought Elliot in to supplement what we had. Because to be fair, the start run we've had prior to the Brackley game, we've been using Sam Minahan in there. And he's done a great job. He's got loads of energy, and he gives you width when you need it, and he tucks in and works hard as a third midfielder. So he needs to bring another midfielder, and that's why we've got Harry Brazil as well, because I thought I want somebody there who's got loads of energy, loads of appetite to play the game, and loads of appetite to get on the ball. So, like I said, we're missing when he's gone. At the moment, I think that it's nice to have him. It's nice to see a team that, because I said to the lads, I mean, and this is for fans as well, there's a great feeling that comes from winning and going away with a team that's won, but there's also a great feeling watching a team play football and create opportunities, and as a player it's great to play that type of football. And like I said, I think fans will go away and think, we lost a point, we could have been in the playoffs, but I'm happy staying seventh for the rest of the season and tucking in the playoffs. But I want a team that when they're in the playoffs, home and away, or on a lovely playing surface at MK Dons, can take care of the ball and win matches.
Jim, thank you for your time.
Welcome.